If you want to, the way we do it back home, you put a little bit of rum in there every time.
Mike, what did you do? Have a look at that logo on his apron. I designed that, but he's only gone and used the wrong version. This is Mike Reid, celebrity chef, and an old friend of mine who goes by the moniker, the Laughing Chef. I redid his logo for him a couple of years ago now, and to make this depiction of his laughing mug work both on one colour and on light and dark backgrounds, we need two separate variations of his logo. But old Mike here has taken his main logo and just changed it to white. And he now looks like Santa Claus with a fat lip, which is a look he might have been going for, I don't know. Now you could argue that this is my fault and I've made it too complicated for the client, and that a good logo should work well in any colour and you shouldn't need multiple variations. But you'd be bang wrong, and here's why. First of all, if a design uses shadows and highlights to represent something, then you have to have a separate version to use on dark backgrounds. I first discovered this back in my publishing days when I worked on a campaign that used the BAFTA logo. Their logo is a one-colour depiction of a bronze mask, and when I went to use it on a dark background, I broke the cardinal rule and just added a white colour overlay in Photoshop. And I wrecked it. I then went through their brand guidelines and was completely blown away. It was the most elegant solution that I'd seen at the time that solves this problem. Their designer had made an extra version with added borders and extra highlights at the edges to keep those shadowed sections in a dark colour. And this is exactly how I treated Mike's logo. I added a highlight to the side of his head and even these little curls to keep the shape of his hair. But there's another reason you might need a treated inverted option, and it's to do with something called the irradiation illusion. Logo designs with a little more detail, or logo types that use text only, will often look really bloated when you change them to white. It has something to do with the scattering of light in your eye. We designers need to account for this by offsetting our designs by a couple of pixels. But the next time you need to use a client logo on a dark background, think twice before you just change it to white, because there's almost certainly a dedicated inverted option to use for situations like this. Mike,